Hello there. Hey, I hope you are doing well today. I'm Terry Brock, and I want to share with something with you that's really important. And that's in today's world. How do you deal with the haters that are online? You know what I'm talking about? Those people that are out there attacking and writing vicious topics about you, vicious things about a company that you might work for. It really can get to be a little bit discouraging and even depressing. Matter of fact, just the other day, I was talking to a very good friend of mine who was going through some things like that online, being attacked by others saying false things with the hint of the truth. See, that's where it hurts even more, when there's just a hint, but it's not the full thing. And the haters don't know everything that's going on. And so it makes it real difficult. And so I thought, well, what do we do about that? And I wanted to share some ideas that I had with you and get your feedback on this. So I'll know, what you're thinking about, what it is that is affecting you, what you feel is really important in this, because this is going to be important. You want to know what you can do when those people are coming out and they're saying vile and terrible things and pecking away. First of all, it's one of those things that in the world of online world, people can use a pseudonym. Hi, I'm BZQ3479 or something like that. You think, who in the world is this? They're hiding behind the front that they can put up on the net. They're not the real person. It's not like they're Jane Doe from 1234 Main Street in Anytown, USA, something like that, where you would know who it is. It's one thing I like about Facebook a little bit more, in that with Facebook, generally speaking, people are using their real names. You're seeing their picture, you're seeing the real person, versus in other platforms where they're XR35Q123 or something like that. So first of all, what you got to do is look at that and see what you can do. Well, here are 5 steps that I want to share with you that can help you when you're going through that. When you see it and you're going, oh my goodness, what am I going to do? Freaking out. And some of the things that I shared with my friend. First of all, but I want you to know, we went to great expense today in our graphics art department to come up with these fancy cards. Okay. So number 1, recognize that it is reality today. This is the way our world works. It's just like, hey, if you're on the planet now, understand that's the way it is. Throughout history, you had to realize, hey, this is what happens. If you lived on the steppes in Asia in 13th century or so, every so often you might see these folks coming riding through, directed by Genghis Khan, and they had nasty arrows and they rode real fast on horses. This is just the way that it was. You've got to understand reality. And so if you understand, okay, it's there, that helps a little bit. It's not like, oh no, what has happened? Because that's a big part of the fear, the shock. You're scared. Oh, what has happened here with this? But you want to be able to recognize that. Number 2, now this is really, really important. This one you want to write down. Don't take it personally. Okay, do not take it personally. Chances are they really don't know you. These haters that are throwing out all this vile and this crap, they are just doing this because frankly, they don't have anything better to do with their time. I think Gary Vee said it really, really well. Gary Vaynerchuk, I love his work. Gary says, think about a person who takes the time and the effort to sit down and write something really vile about what they think about you, and they don't really know you. I mean, what kind of a life is that person living? Don't they have any good books to read? Aren't there any good videos out there on YouTube for them to see? Can't they find someone that they like, that they could talk to? Can't they find anything to do? Maybe sleep. Hey, have a nice drink of your choice and just chill out there, Sparky. You don't need to do this. Think about it from that point of view. In other words, you're going to sit back and kind of go, I kind of feel sorry for that person. I really do. I feel sorry that they take their time. So go here again. Do not take it personally. If they're doing it, realize this is where they're coming from, and they've got kind of a sorry state in their life. So don't worry about it for you. And number 3, here's an important one. APB, always be professional. Always be professional. That's a hard thing to do. It's easy to say, but it really is important. I think of, I was watching some video training on what the Navy SEALs in the United States go through. And as they go through their training, they work very, very hard. And after they've gone through Hell Week, after they've got their trident, now they're a real SEAL, they get out there, and sometimes you want to party and you want to relax. And I remember their Master Chief saying, as one of the people that was over them, Master Chief was saying, okay, hey, you can do what you want. Go out there, but always be professional. It's like, whatever you're doing, you want to make sure that you are the top of your game and you're someone who is really taking care of what needs to be taken care of and acting professionally always. And yeah, and this is a very important point. Kathy, I see you. Kathy Bay left a comment there. Thank you very much for being here. And yeah, it is an important topic. It's something that we have to deal with today, something we've got to address, and we've got to make sure that we can do it. But if you remember to always be professional, you never lose your cool. I remember as I was a child growing up, I started at age 12 through, I think it was about 17 or 18 when I kind of stopped doing it. I took martial arts. I studied Kodokan Judo. And I'll remember forever that wonderful man, Toyoji Matsumoto-san, third-degree black belt from Tokyo, Japan, who came over and worked with us. He and another wonderful man there at the place that I grew up named Jim Cornforth. Jim Cornforth taught me lessons that were so important. And I learned, if you ever lose your temper, you've lost the argument. Never, never lose your temper. You always remain in control, no matter what they say. Because you think about it, you are in control of how you're going to react. Whatever other people do, they're going to do some bad things to you on this planet. It works that way on planet Earth. But when they do, you can always be in control. Always be professional and never lose your cool. Number 4. Now, here's one that's kind of sneaky. You can kind of turn the tables a little bit around here. Sometimes those people that are really ornery, they're really snotty and terrible online, even if they are that way, sometimes you can learn from them. So that's number 4. Step number 4, learn from them. Hey, they don't want you to have any good. They're trying to just spew forth all kinds of vile and putrid kind of situations and ugliness to you. Well, you sit back and you find something that you can use that they're saying, because sometimes they might say some truth. They might. It's not like it's all bad. We too often like to go with a complete binary in our world. This person's all bad or all good. I mean, in the political realm today, here in the United States, we hear largely Democrats and Republicans saying, oh, this person's all bad. I can't say anything good about them on either side. And you think, well, that's not really accurate, because I don't care who they are. There's some good there and there's some less than good. We'll use it that way. I won't say necessarily evil, but there's some things that are there. And we don't know what's going on really in their heart. We're not there with them personally. We're not there with them, with their spouse, behind closed doors, with their best friends. We don't really know. And I think actually when you get down to it, people are like that. There's good and there's bad all the way through. This is what we've got to do. Hey, it's good to have you here. Buenos tardes, mi amigo. Hope you are doing well. And yeah, we don't know what these people are going through that are the haters, but we, again, can control our reaction. And so in the midst of all of that, learn from them. I find that I can learn from everyone. And I use that word carefully, everyone. I can learn something. Even from someone who is not good at all, I can learn what not to do. Study how they're reacting, study what they're saying, how they're forming that. And if there's a verbal interchange that you're hearing, hey, learn from that too. You can step back and you can say, hey, I'm going to learn from these people, what they're saying, how they're saying it, what they're doing, and these kind of things we can really help us. And when we're doing that, we're going to do it right. And by the way, Lori, thank you very much for being here. Yes, you're right. We want to stay in control. Stay in control so that we are the ones that are doing it and we're learning from them. So in a way, it's kind of like, I am winning no matter what, can't get me. That's kind of nice. And then number five, I've kind of woven this message throughout all of it. Number 5, don't let it get to you. Don't let it tear you down. Remember, you're in control of how you're going to react. You are the one that determines what you're going to do. So you don't let it get to you. Don't let the bastards get to you, is a word for saying that they'll use often. And it makes a lot of sense. Instead of you losing your cool, again, remember what Toyoji Matsumoto-san, my judo instructor, said, whoever loses their temper loses the argument. So you remain in control, and that gives you the upper hand on that. You can really do well. Now, there's another thing I want to share with you too as a bonus. I've got those 5 points. I want to share a little bonus with you as well. That something that I kind of find real handy. And this is from a wise man, Warren Buffett, who said, "You will continue to suffer if you have an emotional reaction to everything that is said to you." True power, underline that and circle it. True power is sitting back and observing. That's an action word, by the way, not passive. Action word, observing things with logic. True power is restraint. Ooh, you're going to hold back. You're not going to just blow up, even though you feel like it. You're not going to say those things to them, even though you really feel like it and they probably need it. But nope, you're not going to do it. If words control you, that means everyone else can control you. Breathe and allow things to pass. More good wisdom from that sage of Omaha, that very wise man, Warren Buffett. I think that we can learn a lot and we can profit a lot if we think in terms of what can we do in the situation. Recognize, yes, there are going to be people out there, and that's the way it is in our world today. Point number one here, recognize that's the way that we have our world today. Number two, don't take it personally, kind of like what Warren Buffett is saying there. You are in control all the time. Number three, always be professional. You always be professional. Whatever's going on, you are in control of that and you can make it happen. Number four, this is where it's kind of sneaky. You learn from them. You learn what to do, what not to do, and your brain is thinking about what you can do and gain from that. And number five, don't let it get to you. In other words, you're going to stay there in control and you're going to make sure that you are the one that is doing what needs to be done. You're going to be the one here that is taking care of what has to be done. And you're not going to worry about the others, those that are really, really terrible getting you. Well, I'd like to hear from you. Please leave a comment below here on Facebook, or if you're catching this over on Steemit or YouTube or wherever you might be getting it, please leave a comment because I think this is something that's really important. Too much of our world today has become just hyper competitive. And I listened to the news. I listened to that the other day. I made the mistake of that and listened to the news, and it was like, oh, these knuckleheads in Washington are doing this bad thing wrong. And there's this terrible thing over here on this side of the world. And there's that. And then local news. Oh, there was a terrible tragedy that happened over on this side of town. You know, how does that make my life better? It doesn't. It really actually makes it worse because I'm feeling, oh no, what are they going to do? Oh, this bad thing happened. Oh no, that. I'm not saying that you don't stay aware of what's going on, but I find something happens when you're listening to the radio or you're watching TV, much more emotion is involved than when you're reading something. So I find I get my news from the net largely. Mostly I'm getting it from the net, I'm getting it there. Radio, it's okay, I can get it sometimes there. And I like to listen to different sides, different points of view. But usually when I'm listening, I'd rather feed my mind with something that's really positive, some podcasts that are out there that are really, really good. Matter of fact, there's so many out there, it's hard to keep up with them all. There's so many, but use that and use it as a way to develop your mind. And so feed your mind good information, just like you feed your body good food. You don't want to put trash into your body. You don't want to put chemicals in there that's going to hurt your body. What you want to do is you want to make sure that you put good thoughts in your mind. You hear what's right. You're going to see what is good, that is right for you by your circumstances and the criteria that you want to use. Hey, I'm Terry Brock. Thank you so much for being with me today. I really appreciate having you here and look forward to hearing from you for questions in the future. If there's a topic that you'd like to see me address on dealing with the world today with the haters, dealing with some technology issues, things like that, or blockchain, those are areas that I particularly work with clients right now, do a lot of coaching on that and a lot of professional speaking on it. So if I can be of help to you or you know someone that could, really appreciate getting a chance to know from you. So you have a wonderful day, and thanks again for being here.